straightaways are 4 lanes wide. Its banks are 4 stories high, and its 200-mile-per-hour backstretch measures 4,000 feet. For even the most casual of race fans, just the mere whisper of the word Talladega will cause some to shiver and others to pale. Today, ABC Sports welcomes you live to the world's fastest stock car facility, Talladega Superspeedway. As 43 of NASCAR's Busch Series Grand National drivers are set to compete at speeds approaching 200 miles per hour in the 8th annual TouchStone Energy 300. Two-time Busch Series champion Randy LaJoie did survive to win that day in Daytona, but after 8 events in 1999, he has slipped out of the top 10 in points. As we look at the standings, veteran Elton Sawyer holds a slim 1-point lead over defending series champion Dale Earnhardt Jr. In fact, just 78 points separate the top 4. Now, with the point standings so close, there's little doubt a lot could change today on a treacherous track like Talladega. With more, let's check in with one of our 2 pit reporters here, Bill Weber.
Well, normally we talk about who's in the race, but today one of the big stories is what's in this race and what isn't. Missing from the field today is Ford's #1 racing nameplate, the Taurus, or as it's been labeled in the Busch Garage, the Ford Tortoise. 43 cars, only 1 Ford, a Thunderbird driven by Ed Barrier. Points leader Elton Sawyer and teammate Glenn Allen drive Fords, and their car owner is a Ford dealer. But they brought Chevrolets to try and enhance their chances today. Allen starts 28th. Sawyer 37th with a provisional. They are dark horses in a daring race. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt Jr. starts 17th, still looking for his first win of 1999. And Darlington winner Matt Kenseth starts 5th. Both are hoping experience can help them tame another tough track.
Experience will be the key today. Super Speedway experience, that is. And in this race today, there are 11 drivers that are making their debut at Talladega. 10 other drivers have only had 1 single start here. Super Speedway experience is at a premium. Now, experience is defined as knowledge or skill resulting from everything that you've observed or lived through. Well, rows 4 and 5 has 3 drivers that have lived through very little racing at 190 miles an hour, including 18-year-old Casey Atwood. He destroyed his Castrol Chevy at Daytona, and the team has rallied to bring him a brand new car that they call Redo. They built this thing in just over 10 days. Tony Roper's making his 5th series start, and his drafting experience is limited to just 40 minutes. That came yesterday in happy hour. Jason Jarrett and the base team returned to prominence today after missing 2 of the last 3 races. All 3 will gain a great deal of experience today. The problem with experience is, by the time you have enough, that's when you need it the least.
Famous words in auto racing. The Grand Marshal of the TouchStone Energy 300, Mr. Mickey Miller. On behalf of the more than 550 TouchStone Energy partners from all over the United States, the 4 most exciting words in sports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch, and welcome to Talladega Superspeedway. Glad you could join us here today. We showed you at the top of the show the last time these drivers competed on a superspeedway, racing just inches apart at 200 miles per hour. They learned very quickly that there was absolutely no margin for error. Right now, the 43 drivers in the field are sitting buckled into their cars, alone with their thoughts, contemplating what should, but also what could happen here today. Our 2 experts have sat in those seats many times, and Benny Parsons and Kyle Petty, there are some nervous stomachs on the starting grid.
I guarantee there's some nervous stomachs out there. How about those 11 guys that have never driven at Talladega before, wondering what's going to happen as they try to go out and race side by side at 190 miles per hour up to 200 miles per hour. And the experienced drivers, it's no cakewalk for them, because if the inexperienced drivers have a problem, they're going to be right in the middle of it.
Exactly, and that's the problem. Inexperienced, there's so many inexperienced drivers. I heard an experienced driver the other day say, hey, I was number 6 in line on the outside line. My spotter said it's clear to the inside. Problem was I was running 18th position. They were already 3 wide, 6 deep. And when you look at that, an inexperienced driver in that position for the first time makes one bobble. Inexperienced or experienced, you're going to get caught up in it.
Our Our ABC coverage will capture every exciting lap as we are live at the world's fastest stock car facility, Talladega Superspeedway. Now, before we get underway here at Talladega with exciting high-bank NASCAR action, let's go back to our ABC studio in New York with your host, Robin Roberts. Back to Talladega, Alabama, getting set for exciting NASCAR Busch Series action on the world's fastest stock car facility. Take a look at our race analysis. A TouchStone Energy 300, 113 laps, 300 miles. The purse over $820,000. The pit window fuel 50 to 57 laps. If you can make it 56, that's halfway. You can make it on one stop. And the race record, Mark Martin, not in the field today, but he set it back in 1997 at 168.9 miles per hour. Today's field, there are 38 Chevrolets, 1 Ford, that's a Thunderbird, not a Taurus, and 4 Pontiacs make up the starting lineup. Take a look at our starting grid. 43 cars will start, led by 43-year-old Kenny Schrader out of Fenton, Missouri. He qualified his Chevrolet at 192.455 miles per hour, flanked by last year's winner of this race from the pole, Joe Nemechek. Back in row 2, the fellow who won in Daytona, the two-time series champion, Randy LaJoie, flanked by the former World of Outlaws champion who ran only 1 lap in Daytona after qualifying 5th, Dave Blaney. Back in row 3, Matt Kenseth, a great run last year to finish second in the points, and Mike McLaughlin driving with a broken right hand. He broke it in the last outing on a short track at Bristol, Tennessee. As you look at our starting lineup, Casey Atwood is one of 2 18-year-old drivers in the field today. The other one is the son of Kyle Petty, young Adam. And Kyle, as you look at our starting lineup, what kind of advice do you give an 18-year-old coming to Talladega to run at almost 200 miles per hour?
You know, I've told him all week, I just keep pointing at my head and saying, think. That's all you can do is just be patient, find you a place to run, and let the veterans do whatever they do, but you just fall in line and follow.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. back on the inside of row 9. His season in 1999 certainly isn't off to the way that he'd want it.
The Busch Series, extremely competitive. We said this is only the second time they've run on the Super Speedway. They ran at Daytona. They opened the season back in February. 2.5-mile trial over there at the World Center of Racing. But this track, even larger, even faster, and even more steeply banked. 33 degrees as opposed to 31 degrees.
See, Stanton Barrett in the Channel Lock car had a problem on pit road just a moment ago, but they were able to fix the problem. He's back on the speedway.
Another second-generation driver, Bobby Hamilton Jr. His father drives the Kodak Chevy in Winston Cup. Tim the Toolman Fedewa having trouble this year in Busch competition. A 3-time series winner. There's the point leader, Elton Sawyer, took a provisional starting spot inside of row 19.
There you have the entire 43 cars that will make up today's TouchStone Energy 300.
There were 51 cars here attempting to qualify. Those that did not qualify include, as you heard Bill Weber say, the winningest driver in Busch Series history, Mark Martin, 36 career victories, the first time he's missed a race since February of 1993. Sadler, Bessie, Kirby, there's the other ones that missed the field. 8 drivers having to go home as 43 will start this 300-miler here momentarily.